This is Ben here with Olson's Hi-Fi. I'm here this week with Roksan's Attessa Streaming Amplifier. This isn't necessarily a replacement to the K3. I think the K3 is still in the lineup. This slots in above the Roksan K3, but man, I gotta say the build quality on this is Roksan's taken it to the next level. It's a very solid piece. It's got nice weight to it. 80 watts a channel into 8 ohms and 130 watts a channel into 4 ohms. And you know, there's a lot of amps, integrated amps out there, you know, around $3,000 that have more power, or at least advertise more power, but this is a real 80 watts. It's extremely warm, dynamic. Something that I did notice out of this is kind of I noticed the Roksan Black, which I think now retails at about $5,500, managed to be really warm and detailed. Whereas the K3 sounded great for a $2,200 amp, but it was really warm and really fun. It had a very punchy bass and very dynamic, and it was like one of those amps that would just kind of have you tapping your foot. And I gotta say, this has the same characteristic, but it's kind of pushing more towards the Roksan Black series, and so this is starting to sound a little more like their more expensive amplifiers. One of the nice things about this is it's kind of an all-in-one system. It's got Bluesound OS built in, and so you can connect, you know, and stream to it. You know, just plug it into your network, or it's Wi-Fi capable. You can, you know, just start streaming high-res music to it right off the bat. So the source is built in. So if that's, you know, so that's something that not all these $3,000 competitors have. A lot of them don't. The other thing that this has that I was really impressed by was that it has one of the nicer phono stages that I've seen in an integrated that was, you know, under $5,000. I'd say it might, you know, in the $2,500 to $3,500 price range, it might be the nicest phono stage that I've heard in one of these. So I've just been really impressed, and we have done a lot of turntable time on this. My opinion on Roksan, you know, having a real lively sound is I mean, this is carrying that on, except for you're getting more detail, more resolution. So for some of my tester music, one of the things I wanted to kind of use some fun, dynamic songs to see what I could push out of this, and we used a lot of different speakers with this. I spent a lot of time with these connected to the new Monitor Audio Silver 300 Generation 7. Spent a lot of time with these connected to the KEF R3. And just played some of these tracks that I'm familiar with, and just kind of wanted to get an idea of what it's bringing out of those speakers that, you know, other amps weren't, or how is it different from some of the other amps that we drive our speakers at the store here with. And so I put on Depeche Mode's Welcome to My World, and which has a really driving deep bass intro, and man, that was a lot of fun with this amp. This amp does push a lot more snappy bass out of stuff. It's a lot of fun, and it was also same on Glass Animals Flip, another song that really is kind of a, you know, a good tester for, you know, how speakers or amps can do bass. A lot of fun. Then the other one, that was a little Dire Straits' Water of Love. You got some a little bit of everything in that. You got some kick drum, you got some deep bass, and it really just kept up with that whole song really well. I gotta say that at, you know, $3,000, actually I think it's $3,200, that this amp, you know, has a lot of competition out there, but at the very least, this is really, I mean, it has some big advantages. I think it's a huge value, and I would put this up against any of those amps, and I'd put it up against amps that cost a little more. But do not take my word for it. Come to Olson's Hi-Fi and listen to it for yourself. Thank you.